The Handler Protocol, Episode 6, Compassion Without Weakness. Empathy without boundaries becomes self-destruction. My name is S. I am the handler, and one of the most dangerous lies compassionate people are taught is that love requires unlimited access, that if you care deeply enough, you should tolerate more, forgive faster, stay longer, absorb more damage, explain yourself until someone finally understands. Keep giving until there is nothing left of you. But that is not compassion. That is self-abandonment wearing the mask of love. And eventually, people who never learn boundaries start calling their own destruction loyalty. They confuse exhaustion with devotion. They confuse silence with maturity. They confuse being used with being needed. They confuse constantly forgiving someone with healing. And they confuse losing themselves with proving love. That is where compassion becomes dangerous. Not because empathy is wrong. Empathy is sacred. Empathy allows human beings to understand pain without needing to experience it directly. It allows leaders to protect better, parents to love deeper, partners to communicate with more honesty, friends to hold space, human beings to remain human. But empathy without structure becomes a doorway. And if you leave that doorway open to people who refuse accountability, they will eventually turn your compassion into access. Access to your energy, access to your forgiveness, access to your body, access to your mind, access to your peace, access to your future. And they will call it love while slowly draining everything that made you strong. That is why compassion requires boundaries, because boundaries are not cruelty. Boundaries are architecture. They tell people where love can exist without becoming destruction. They tell pain where it is no longer allowed to rule. They tell chaos where it is no longer allowed to enter. They tell your nervous system, I will not keep confusing emotional survival with connection. Some of you were taught that setting boundaries makes you cold, difficult, selfish, unloving, too much. But usually, the only people offended by boundaries are the ones benefiting from your lack of them. Because healthy people do not fear standards. Manipulative people do. Emotionally immature people do. People addicted to your overextension do. People who want access without responsibility do. And this is where the handler doctrine becomes clear. Compassion without weakness does not mean becoming hard. It means becoming governed. It means your empathy is no longer unmanaged. It means your heart stays open, but your standards stay armed. It means you can understand someone's pain without volunteering to become its next casualty. It means you can forgive someone without reissuing access. It means you can love someone without abandoning yourself to prove it. Because love without self-respect becomes dependency. Forgiveness without boundaries becomes a cycle. And empathy without discernment becomes emotional self-harm. That is the truth many compassionate people do not want to face. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop participating in someone else's destruction. Stop rescuing people from consequences they keep creating. Stop confusing potential with reality. Stop staying loyal to versions of people who only exist inside your hope. Because hope can become a prison when it keeps you attached to patterns instead of truth. And compassion was never meant to make you blind. It was meant to make you human. So no, you do not have to become cruel to become protected. You do not have to lose softness to gain standards. You do not have to punish the world because someone mishandled your heart. But you do have to become honest. Honest about who drains you. Honest about who uses your empathy as permission. Honest about who only respects you when you stop resisting. Honest about where your love became a place for someone else to hide from accountability. Because emotional intelligence does not only ask, "How do I understand them?" It also asks, "What is this costing me?" And if the cost is your peace, your identity, your body, your future, your dignity, or your ability to recognize yourself, then the answer is no. No is not hatred. No is not revenge. No is not weakness. No is the line where your healing stops negotiating with your trauma. That is compassion without weakness. My name is S, and this was the Handler Protocol. Truth, pressure, transformation.